Sensory overload is not a sign of weakness or a simple whim. It is an objective physiological state where your nervous system processes more information than it can handle at once. Is it just stress, or is your brain literally overflowing? The answer lies deep within your biology. In many people, the brain's filtering system works differently, causing every sound and light to be processed with intense depth. This biological reality shapes how you feel. Why do some people feel everything so much louder? This sensitivity changes the way you experience work. That is exactly why a typical office environment can feel like an aggressive assault on your senses. What others ignore feels like a constant, deafening roar to you. Does your office feel like a sensory minefield? And standard advice often makes it worse. Telling someone to just ignore it is like asking a person to stop breathing. These reactions are hardwired into your nervous system and cannot be willed away. Why does "just ignore it" feel like an insult? Let us trace a typical day of struggle. The Monday morning starts with a deceptive calm, but as the clock ticks, the weight of every conversation and ringing phone begins to pile up. When does the morning calm start to shatter? The noise is the first major hurdle. Office noise is more than a distraction, it is a physical pressure that drains your cognitive resources and leaves you feeling exhausted by noon. How much energy does noise steal from you? But light can be just as piercing. Harsh fluorescent lights and flickering monitors create a subtle but constant state of alarm for a highly sensitive brain. Your eyes never truly get to rest. Could your office lights be triggering your stress? This drains your most valuable mental asset. Every ounce of energy spent filtering out the environment is energy taken away from your creativity and your ability to solve complex problems. Where does your focus go when you are overwhelmed? We often try to hide this struggle. We wear a mask of professional calm while our internal world is screaming for silence. This masking is a silent thief of your well-being. How much energy do you spend just acting normal? Eventually, everyone hits a breaking point. There comes a moment when the brain simply shuts down, and even the smallest task feels like climbing a mountain without any oxygen. Have you ever felt your brain just stop working? But there is a way to reclaim your power. Accepting your sensitivity as a biological fact is the first step toward true professional efficiency. You are not broken, you are simply tuned to a higher frequency than the world around you. What if your sensitivity is actually your greatest professional strength? Let us examine the signals of sensory overload. One of the first signs of overload is sudden irritability over minor things. A quiet conversation or a clicking pen can feel like a direct attack on your peace of mind. Why do tiny noises suddenly feel like major threats? This irritability quickly leads to mental fog. When your senses are flooded, your brain loses the ability to concentrate. You might find yourself staring at the same line of text for minutes, unable to process its meaning. Have you ever lost your ability to read simple words? Physical pain is often the next step. Physical pain often follows mental exhaustion. You might feel a dull ache in your temples or a heavy tension in your shoulders that no amount of stretching can relieve. Is your body screaming for a silent break? Even invisible triggers like smells play a role. For a highly sensitive person, the smell of a colleague's lunch or strong perfume is not just a scent. It acts as a chemical signal that can completely block your analytical thinking. Can a simple smell shut down your productivity? Movement in the office is another constant drain. The constant movement of people on the edge of your vision creates a state of hypervigilance. Your brain is forced to track every shadow, leaving little room for deep work. Why does watching people walk by feel so exhausting? Then comes the relentless digital assault. Digital notifications are like tiny electric shocks to your nervous system. Each ping and pop-up demands an immediate emotional response, fragmenting your focus into 1,000 pieces. Are your notifications actually hurting your brain? You also absorb the emotions of everyone around. High sensitivity often means absorbing the stress of your coworkers. You feel their anxiety and frustration as if it were your own, even if no one says a word. Whose stress are you actually carrying right now? This leads to costly mistakes in your work. Imagine failing a simple report because the noise level reached a tipping point. These are not lapses in skill, but failures of a nervous system under siege. Have you ever made a mistake you couldn't explain? It is a strange paradox of your productivity. The paradox is that the harder you try to push through the noise, the less you actually achieve. Your effort is spent fighting the room instead of doing the job. Are you working hard, or just fighting your environment? The damage builds up over the entire week. Sensory fatigue is cumulative. A loud Monday makes a quiet Tuesday harder to handle, as your nervous system loses its ability to bounce back from each hit. Why does Wednesday feel so much heavier than Monday? Pure willpower is simply not the answer. Relying on willpower to ignore sensory input is like trying to hold back the tide with your hands. It is a biological battle that your mind is not designed to win. Is your willpower actually making the problem worse? To find a solution, we must look deeper. To stop the cycle, we must understand the dispatch center of your brain. It is time to look at why your internal filters are wide open. Ready to see how your brain's dispatcher works? Let us explore the role of the thalamus. The thalamus acts as the brain's main dispatch center, filtering out irrelevant noise. In a highly sensitive person, this gate stays open, letting in every single detail at once. What if your brain's gatekeeper simply never sleeps? This makes you a mirror for others. Your mirror neurons are exceptionally active, meaning you don't just see a coworker's stress, you physically replicate it within your own body. Are you living your life or someone else's stress? Even your motivation follows a different path. Dopamine, the chemical of reward, reacts differently to intense stimulation in your mind. What feels like a fun challenge to others can feel like a painful threat to you. Why does excitement sometimes feel exactly like fear? Science backs up this internal reality. Research shows that productivity drops by 66% when people are interrupted by office noise. For you, that drop is even more dramatic and exhausting. Can silence actually double your output overnight? Your brain processes information with more depth. Studies reveal that sensitive brains show more activity in areas related to complex processing and empathy. You are literally built to think deeper, not just feel more. Is your depth of thought a hidden superpower? There is a reason why you exist. Evolution kept high sensitivity in the gene pool because groups needed individuals who could sense danger and opportunities that others missed entirely. Were you born to be the group's early warning system? Yet, we often try to be like everyone else. The myth of being thick-skinned is a lie that hurts everyone. In some professions, being able to feel the nuances is exactly what leads to the best results. Why is toughening up the worst advice you can take? Ignoring this leads to a dangerous path. When you ignore your limits, you enter a state of chronic burnout. Your nervous system stops recovering, and your health begins to pay the price. Are you one step away from a total crash? Your body stays in a state of alarm. The cortisol loop keeps your body in a fight or flight response all day long. This constant stress hormone bath erodes your ability to think clearly. Is your body stuck in a permanent state of emergency? You cannot simply train your brain to stop. Neuroplasticity allows for change, but you cannot train a sensitive nervous system to be numb. You must learn to work with your biology, not against it. Can you stop fighting yourself and start winning? Your sensitivity is a tool, not a flaw. The first step toward balance is a sensory audit of your workspace. Identify every sound, light, and movement that pulls at your attention so you can begin to manage them. Do you know exactly what is stealing your focus? Creating a physical barrier is your next move. A noise barrier can be a lifesaver in an open office. High-quality noise-canceling headphones or simple white noise can create a private sanctuary in the middle of chaos. Can a pair of headphones save your career? Your eyes also need a protective shield. Visual detox is essential for a sensitive brain. Try the 20-minute rule. Look away from your screen and adjust the lighting to reduce the constant glare on your eyes. Are your eyes tired of the digital glare? Small breaks can reset your entire system. Taking a 3-minute micro-pause every hour allows your nervous system to dump the accumulated sensory load. It is like hitting the reset button on your brain. Can 3 minutes of silence change your day? Sometimes you must speak up for yourself. Protecting your boundaries is not about being difficult, it is about being professional. Explain your needs to colleagues with clarity and without apology for your biology. How do you tell others about your sensory needs? The timing of your tasks matters most. Plan your most complex tasks for times when the office is quietest. Leave routine work for the noisy hours when deep focus is less critical to your success. Are you doing the right work at the wrong time? Return to your body when feelings overflow. The grounding technique brings you back to the physical world when your mind is spinning. Focus on 5 things you can see and 4 things you can touch. Can you find your center in a storm of noise? Your evening routine is part of your work. A sensory diet continues at home. What you do in the evening determines how much sensory weight you can carry when you return to work the next morning. Is your home truly a place of recovery? Pleasant stimulations can also help you heal. Use soft textures and pleasant scents to balance out the harsh office environment. A favorite tea or a soft sweater can act as a sensory anchor for you. What is your secret sensory anchor at work? Ergonomics is more than just a chair. Design your desk to be a low-friction zone. Remove visual clutter and use soft lighting to create a space where your brain feels safe to focus. Does your desk invite focus or foster anxiety? Let us build your psychological armor. Building psychological armor means separating your own feelings from the chaotic energy of the room. You can acknowledge the noise without letting it penetrate your inner core. Can you be in the noise but not of it? Real-life stories prove that this works. Consider the story of a software developer who almost quit due to the constant interruptions of an open office. Moving to a hybrid schedule saved their career and their health. Is remote work the ultimate sensory solution for you? Managers can also find a middle ground. A project manager learned to organize meetings with clear agendas and frequent breaks, reducing the sensory load for the entire team and increasing overall productivity. Can one person change the sensory culture of a team? The alternative is a quiet but steady decline. The survivor bias often hides the truth. Those who claim they can just tolerate the noise often end up leaving the profession entirely due to hidden burnout. Is toughing it out actually a career dead end? Forward-thinking companies are starting to listen. Human resources professionals are beginning to realize that quiet zones are not a luxury. They are a necessary investment in the cognitive health of their best employees. Why are quiet zones becoming the new office standard? Your sensitivity is becoming a major advantage. In a world of constant noise, the person who can see the subtle patterns and deep connections has a massive edge. Your sensitivity is your professional signature. Could your sensitivity be your most valuable career asset? Now it is time to take action. Recognizing the signs of overload before they become a crisis is a skill you can master. Pay attention to your body and your breath every single hour. Can you catch the overload before it catches you? Let us create your personal action plan. Your personal plan starts tomorrow morning. Choose one small sensory adjustment and observe how it changes your focus and your energy levels by noon. What is the one small change you will make tomorrow? Use a simple checklist to stay on track. Use a daily checklist to monitor your environment. Is the light too bright? Is the noise level rising? Take action early to protect your mental energy. Is your workspace working for you or against you? True acceptance changes everything. Stop apologizing for your biology. When you accept your nervous system as it is, you stop fighting yourself and start building a career that fits your soul. Are you ready to stop apologizing and start thriving? The future of work is being built by people like you. The future of work is not about everyone fitting into the same loud box, it is about creating environments where every brain can reach its full potential. Is a quieter, more thoughtful world finally within our reach? The change begins with your own choices. Your career is a marathon, not a sprint, and your sensitivity is the compass that will guide you to a place where you can truly belong and succeed. Are you ready to lead the way with your unique vision? Take care of your gift, and it will take care of you.